Hello, Tim O'Kelly here, and I want to take just a few minutes to talk about one of the greatest subjects, I believe, of all time, and that is liberty, creating a life of liberty. So before I jump into it, I just want to introduce myself if this is our first experience together. Live out in California right now, was raised in the Midwest, moved out here after college, and was working for a company, a really nice high-end Mexican restaurant and nightclub. And the owner one day presented an opportunity for me to take a personal development course. This was back in 1988. And I took the course and changed careers and made really, really new decisions, created urgency in my life that I had not had, and a purpose. And one of the things I decided back then that I was going to do personal development for my livelihood, because I've never seen anything that had such an impact on people. You know, and yes, huge experiences in life, some military experiences, some tragic experience. But for everybody who goes in and does personal development and puts themselves really into it, it's an experience that produces lifelong results. And that's what I found fascinating. When I got so many questions answered and was able to do different things, it was like going to school for me, just me. And one of the topics that I really connected to when I started personal development was I heard a man talk about liberty. And I think of liberty, I think the Liberty Bell, But when I heard him describe liberty, man, that sang to me. It was music to me. And he said, liberty is being able to go where you want to go when you want to go. To be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And he also added this too, that I would never have thought about this with liberty. To be who you want to be whenever you want to. There is so much in that conversation right there. When I heard that and I grabbed hold of that, I thought about, as children, we wanted that. Babies want it to be, they want what they want when they want it. It's really, in a way, a very selfish mindset. Okay, I want to go where I want to go when can't you almost hear the brat in that? I want, right? But I tell you what, as we get older, isn't it really what we all want? Is to have a life set up where we can go, where, just take the word go. We can go and see places. We can go, if you take a child to a beach, live right down by the beach here, so if you take a child to a beach, a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, or on up, they don't lay on a towel, they don't put sunscreen on, they don't get a book, right? The towel goes flying and they go exploring. See, that is a human being, that we are all adventurers in that way. We want to explore. We love to go see new things. I believe that's in our DNA. I really, really do. And what I have noticed through the 27 some years of doing this, how a majority of the population sets up another lifestyle by choice, is to not have that freedom and to really work 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, sometimes even for people. I met a guy, a doctor, 64 years old, and he went through a personal development class, and he said, one thing I've learned in this class is I've spent 45 years becoming a man that I don't like. I thought, whoa, right? Doing what I was supposed to do, doing what my dad wanted me to do, doing the right things, and was literally miserable, okay? So this whole topic, I have to say this, it's not for everybody. And I understand that because some people don't have that the desire for liberty is not as strong as the fear of being out of a constant paycheck, that certainty of a job. I was told a long time ago that if I want to have liberty in my life, one of the ways to do it is get paid by results versus get paid by time, right? So much an hour. So I'm worth so much per measurement of time. And I always heard, no, if you want to be successful and you want to have liberty, base it on results. Okay, so what I'm really excited about right now is really supporting people who do want that. Now, I'm really excited about the people that go, yeah, I want it, but there's no way. I mean, that's just not me. There's no way I could do that. Oh, yes, there is. And that's what I'm excited about is yes, there is. Because, you know, so I said a moment ago, I want that butt. Okay, I got that. I got the butt is big. The butt is big. I got that. But that's what I want to support people in getting through that butt, navigating through that much, much easier. Because I will say this, and I stand firm on this, and I truly believe this. If you have a desire, if you have a passion for something, you have any kind of an idea, I guarantee you can turn it into a livelihood. With especially, and I know you might be tired of hearing this because I think they say it every 10 years, there's not a better time to start your own business than right now. But if you have not even an idea, that's kind of an advanced piece, the idea. But if you in life are passionate about skateboarding, playing guitar, audio, music, film, video games, you go to movies. I mean, just anything that you really find to be fun and passionate. I heard a long time ago from one of my mentors, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he said this, and I heard this clear too, that if you have a passion for something, and it does not matter what it is, please hear that, it does not matter what the passion is, skateboarding, dancing, it does not matter. The reason you have a passion for it is because you have a message. In that passion, you have a message for the world. How exciting is that? That you have something to say. You have something to give. You're bringing value to the world. And it's in that passion. Now, sometimes we might have to clarify it and identify it and then move on. We'll work with that, right? But if you have an idea, you have a passion, you can turn it into a livelihood because he also said this. If you have a passion, you have a message. And if you get clear on your message, just know there are people in the world who want to hear that message. And I like how he added this too. Even though that message has been put out there by maybe thousands of people before you, there's people who need to hear it from you that are not connecting with other people saying the same thing, right? Personal development, take a look at that. Personal development has been around forever. It has been talked about everywhere. There are some of the best people in personal development out there really doing great work. And so when I started coming into it, I thought, well, you know what? Everybody's always said everything. And then I heard this, there's nothing new in the whole universe. It's just, right, not been discovered yet. And I'm like, what can I do different than the great ones, the spiritualists? I mean, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, these people that I find to be very, very educational and very inspiring. They've already said it all. There's nothing that can be said different. And what I found was it's not what you say that's important. It's how. And what I discovered, what makes me really good, is my passion for it. I love it, and I've loved it ever since I stepped foot into that first class. I grabbed hold of it, and I absolutely love it. And so I research it, I study, I go to courses, I'm doing this work because I'm fascinated with it. That's why when I speak it, there are certain people that do hear it where they haven't heard it before. Or they hear it a different way and they go, you know what, I've heard that all my life, but now I see what I'm doing, and you know what, I am going to go take that action step. Now, do I know that there's going to be a whole lot of people that cannot hear it from me. Yes. And so it's going to be somebody else. It could be my son. It could be somebody else. But the whole point to this is that you can create a life where you have liberty, where you work for you. And I know it might be daunting, because one of the biggest points that we're going to have to take a look at as we do this work is all of the beliefs. That's really it. We just have to knock out beliefs that we created through our childhood, through our teenage years, and through coming up into an adult. That's the only reason where most people don't have a dream come true or turning their passion into a livelihood, is all of the beliefs. And I only have time to take on one right now. Now, the model that I was raised with was a very simple model that said, do all the good things as a little boy, and then you're going to go to school, right? We're taken and put in this education model, right? So I went to school, and then go to college. Okay, go to college, and then get out of college, and then go get a job. And then get married, have kids, retire, and that's your life. Now, I don't know what percent of the people who are watching this have that going on right now, because that is a model that we were raised with, most of us. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that model. Yet, you might be in that model thinking, is this all there is? Is this the destination? Is this my life? That's what I want to address. Because that model, even though a lot of us have been in it and are still in it, does not create the liberty that I truly believe we want at a deep level. To be adventurous, to go play. Now, I got to say this. Do I have liberty? I don't know how. That's a tough one to gauge, is it not? Now, it's relative, I think. Because if I look at what I have right now compared to what I did have for all those years, meaning I always worked for someone, I got up, I went on the clock, did that for many years, worked in the restaurant business, worked for somebody, had a schedule, somebody else made my schedule, did that for many years. So that's what got me really to the place I am now when I went to that class, okay? So does it happen for me that I can go anywhere I want to go? No. I'll tell you one thing that I cannot go right now is to space, right? To Mars. I don't think anybody got to Mars yet, but we're going soon. And I think that's a little bit out of my budget right now. And that's okay. I'm not saying the future though, right? But my point is that anyone, no matter what model you're in, if there is that part of you inside that says, I want to have more liberty. I want to be able to have more freedom in my life. That's what we can do. And that's what you can do. I know some people that shifted that model. That might be very, very scary, right? But shifted that model to working part-time and created a side business. And created a business from home. You see what I'm saying? Where they have more liberty. And not just, okay, I'm going to quit my job and now I've got liberty. Well, you might not, because you might have any money. Not the smartest thing to do, and that's not what we're absolutely advising at all. It's to, wherever you are, expand to having more liberty. And that liberty is, like I said, to be able to go further. And once we start that journey of going further, it's just going to keep going. It's going to keep going. And then I believe at that moment, we are in integrity. We are in integrity with ourselves. We're in integrity with what we really want. And that's where a lot of passion starts coming through. And then you get more passion. You just keep pushing that liberty a little bit further. So what I want to wrap with this is really no matter, like that model I said that I was raised in, that most of us are raised in, is not wrong. Please hear that. It's not wrong. I did it for a long time. Yet the big price I paid was I didn't have that liberty. Somebody else scheduled me. Somebody else put when I was to work. And so that model right there can be broken. That model can be changed no matter how long you've been doing it. And that's what we want to work with, is taking an idea, taking a passion and expanding that one and having that be even an additional source of income. So you got two sources of income. And then over time, right? I did not create liberty like that. That's not what this is. To create liberty, boom, just like that. Now no, it's a process. And I have to admit, it's a sometimes scary process. But man, having liberty more than I've ever had in my life, you know, and maybe it's the small stuff that I take my son to school every day. When I'm home, I take him to school. I can go in his homeroom and be in there for a while, right? So it might be the little things that just having a little bit more liberty in life. That's what we're working on, and that's what we can create no matter where you are, all right? So let's create some liberty together, and thank you for checking this out. I really do appreciate it.